Hello, guys. Welcome back. I want to talk to you about something, and I put on my cheeriest shirt to talk to you about the darkest aspect of Loki. We've talked on the channel before about him being a mafia don, and there are times in your life that he will set up a situation on purpose. And if he didn't engineer it, he will take full advantage of it. And he will really fuck up your life for you because this is the only solution he can see to you getting yourself out of a bad situation. And so he had done this years ago in my life, and he was like, I'm gonna really fuck you over, but someday you'll realize why I did it and you will thank me. And he was cruel to be kinder, right? He was a son of a bitch. And every so often, the past rears its ugly head, right? And we had a knockdown drag out fight last night in verbal sparring, and we're so good at it. It just took 2 sentences on each side, and I lacerated him, and he lacerated me. And I got up this morning, we're still pissed, and I apologized, even though I didn't think it was my fault, because I was like, he purposely engineered this. And then as I'm recording, I'm like, he not only purposely engineered this, this is the part of Loki we almost never see. If you're fortunate, you will never ever see this part. There's the part of Loki that's called the closer. This is beyond the closer. This is beyond being Odin's hatchet man or the guy that does the stuff that involves a shovel. This is beyond that. This is a part of Loki that's purely malicious. And even that purely malicious side paradoxically can still love you, but the way he's going to show his love is to fuck up your life and move you forward. And he really fucked up my life at one point. Thank you, dear. And it took me years to see that that was actually a blessing, but it was a blessing from this very malicious part of Loki that you don't want a blessing from this god. Please do not go to the most malicious part of Loki you could think of and ask for a blessing, because you're not going to like it, because it's going to hurt like a son of a bitch. And not like, oh, this is so tough, I'm working through my problems. I mean, he will fucking bring epic level problems into your life, because if he has to fuck with you to get you moving, he will. That's the part of Loki we're talking about. Please do not ever invoke this part of Loki. It'd be like really pissing Odin off to see if you can get the worst possible part of Odin to come out. Oh, you can. I guess smile back here. And he had to teach me some horrible life lessons because I grew up kind of sheltered and naive. And he's like, well, I guess it's to me to fuck you over, princess, and teach you life isn't a bowl of cherries. And so he did. And, you know, that's a horrible thing to say about your patron god, but that is in Loki, and we have to kind of understand that as we work with him. May the gods be kind, and may you never see that part of Loki. And I've seen it maybe once in my life. But that's all it takes, because that may be something that every so often rears up in your life because it was just that bad. And it's a gift. It's a very destructive gift. I mean, he will totally fuck you over when he's blessing you sometimes. And it can frighten people. And it's where sometimes I think people run away from him screaming. No, provided they weren't being an asscom while they were dealing with him, sometimes the first response Loki will have is, well, I gotta fuck you over so you get moving. And once you're moving, then we can work on Loki being a nice guy. So yeah, he totally fucked me over. And I will probably feel the reparations of that particular fun thing until the day I die, because it made me a lot more suspicious of people. It took my rose-colored glasses off, and he just put them on the pavement and destroyed them under his boot. And it showed me I have some huge glaring blind spots that he wanted to point it out accordingly. So sometimes he will do that, and the best thing you can do is, once you're in a safe place, say thank you. Say thank you. Say, you know, I understand now, at least a glimmer of why you set this up. I was never in any physical danger. I went through mental, emotional hell, but I was never in any physical danger. And he was like, well, You're not moving, princess, and I've been telling you to move for years, so this is what we're gonna do, and this is gonna hurt like a motherfucker, and I'm the meanest son of a bitch in existence, but I'm the only one capable of doing it. So, so that part of Loki exists. And I've realized, looking back now, some of the cruelest things that have happened to me as per Loki have been Loki toughening me up and going, you know what, princess? The world ain't a fucking nice place. Grow up. So I know that's a horrible thing to say because we're usually buddy-buddy, pally-welly, and he's usually this cute little fox, and we're usually going for chickens and everything else, but you have to respect and love all of Loki. And you have to respect and love that that son of a bitch is a part you never want to invoke, because he's not a nice guy. When this part of Loki shows his love, it's entirely malicious, and he is really gonna fuck you over. It's kind of like how when doctors used to have to operate without anesthetic. It was gonna hurt like a motherfucker, but you either went through this pain and lived or you die. Them's with the choices. So, I'm getting back everything from Odin Battle Medic. That's pretty much what he is at times. So, if that has happened in your life, guys, the best thing you can do is get yourself some distance. Make sure you're in a place where you're safe, physically and emotionally and everything else. And take it as the blessing it is. It's kind of a dark blessing. It doesn't mean Loki hates you. It just means he's a real son of a bitch. And if people are telling you he's sweetness and light, either they are imagining things, they only got that portion, or they have yet to meet this part of Loki. May the gods bless you and you never meet this part of Loki, but if you have, it doesn't mean he hates you, it just means he's a son of a bitch, and if he has to really hurt you, fuck you over to get you up and get you moving, get you stop feeling sorry for yourself or whatever the fuck you got going on, he will do it. I know that hurts to hear. It hurt like a son of a bitch when it happened to me, but, it still hurts. I'm like, he's the fucking meanest deity I've ever met. He has it in him. He has it in him. It's kind of like, how Yahweh would get his people wouldn't be moving, so he'd kind of fuck them over and get them moving, get them off their ass. It's kind of the same thing. Not the same deity, but it's kind of the same thing. Odin will do it too, but usually Odin will make suggestions. You'll at least know what's going on, and I'm sure Loki was making suggestions at the time, but I was so tagged up on medication, I couldn't hear worse shit. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't make Loki evil, guys. It just means, we should be aware that part of him is out there, and I have said thanks, and I am going to go out and celebrate, because Kitty's coming in today. But, I'm conflicted of whether or not I should light a candle. I probably should. You should show your respect and thanks to Loki. And he is a loving god, but sometimes that love's going to come in a very painful form, and that doesn't mean he's, an abuser or something, but he will do what it takes in your life, so that's something to consider. If you're, like, on the fence about serving Loki, yes, I can't guarantee you won't meet a very dark and broken part of him. I can't guarantee you won't meet a very highly destructive part that's like, well, most of your problem is you're sitting on your ass. I need to get you moving. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.